Ladies and gentlemen, we move on to the penultimate bout on this afternoon and this evening's card. To be faced off over 5 rounds, pro rules, 5 by 3 minute rounds in the 76.2 kilogram super middleweight division. Introducing to you first, he'll be fighting out of the blue corner. Weighing in at a trim and ready 76.05 kilograms, standing 1.8 meters tall. His professional record is a perfect one. 6 wins, no losses. All 6 wins coming by way of a knockout. He fights out of Iron Tiger, hailing from Misrata City in Libya. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting Lamin Souayah. And his opponent will be fighting out of the red corner, weighing in at 72.2 kilograms and standing 1.88 meters tall. A perfect professional record, 1 win and no losses. Born in Russia and representing Angola, introducing Endi Angelo Pegado. Lamin Souayah handling all the way from Libya, continuing the lineage of North African fighters who converted into Muay Thai and who perform brilliantly on the world stage when it comes to full combat in terms of legs and punches, against Endi Pegado. He's been on the scene in Cape Town for quite some time. I've seen him develop as an amateur. I've seen him rise through the ranks. He has been in multiple fight of the night performances when fighting in Muay Thai or K1 or any of those types of disciplines. This is going to be an interesting one.
Both fighters highly experienced, both very aggressive. It's going to be a fireworks from the start. I think Endi might have the technical advantage, but the power definitely will go with Lamin.
Stand and deliver, and here we go. Round number 1, straight into it. There's no easing into this.
Not a chance. Both strong-willed fighters, well-conditioned.
One thing Pegado does bring to the table is balance. He is able to stay on his feet in the most awkward of positions and still be able to fire off electric shots.
And he's also very unorthodox. He'll throw jumping attacks, spinning attacks. He's very aggressive.
He has the slight height advantage, and I'm not just talking about because of his hair. I'm talking about he actually physically stands a little bit taller than Souayah, and he's catching Souayah on the inside.
But Souayah doesn't stand back for anyone. He'll keep coming. Slightly wild.
Souayah is just power. You can see he really sits down on his legs when he's throwing those elbows, when he's throwing those punches.
Real determination as well.
Punch, catch, grip, knee to the face,
catch.
Inside leg kick onto Pegado.
Oh, the hand power advantage definitely with Lamin.
It's almost as though if it was just going to be stand-up boxing, Souayah would be dangerous as any customer for any professional boxer. Never mind Muay Thai fighter.
Frantic pace of this first round.
Do these lads know that it is 5 rounds? We're going to see this through to the end.
I don't think these guys want to go 5. The low kick starting to take Stockland in there. Beautiful right hook.
Oh, and catches Souayah by surprise.
Nice teep to the face.
This game of 1 for 1 is really paying dividends.
I think Lamin's going to be the more emotional fighter.
And he gets dropped by a beautiful kick to the face.
Great defensive teep right there.
Pegado showing off that flexibility.
And the timing.
I mean, that kick takes a long time to deliver. To do it under pressure like that.
It's instinctive and reflex. Look, these guys are highly experienced.
No, I mean, I said, Pegado's only had 1 pro fight. It looked like his ankle almost went there as he moved back. But he fights as though a guy who's had multiple pro fights. Souayah, of course, 6-0, 6 knockouts. He's a juggernaut, to say the least, at super middleweight.
The elbows will be coming in now.
Souayah looking for a sweep, now looking to the knees and the midriff. There's that elbow, and there's that defensive teep. Spinning back fist. Pegado shaking his head. Didn't even get me, but generally when they shake their head, they kind of did.
These guys are going to be welcoming the 2-minute break right now, I can tell you that much.
2 minutes, well deserved as well.
What a cracker.
Opening round, Souayah marches back confidently, head up.
Be interesting to see the approach of the coaches now in each corner. Let's see if the fighters can keep up the pace.
Russell van Heerden in the corner of Endi Pegado. Getting close, measured, nothing crazy being said in the corners. Is that just a hallmark of Muay Thai trainers that they don't tend to panic in the corners?
I'm not sure about every coach, but you want to be able to give a clear, concise message to your fighter without making them panic. You want to give them some calm, some confidence. Just short, concise messages. That's all you need. You don't need to scream at your guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly not panic stations for either fighter. Neither deserves to be panicked at this stage. They've both shown glimpses of their brilliance, and they've both paid for their mistakes. Here we go with round number 2.
Only round 2. So much action already.
That made such a crack as it hit the thigh of the Desert Lion. Souayah, who responds with power.
Endi looking very strong at the start of the second round. Lamin's not used to going the distance in his fights. You know, he's used to finishing them early, first, second round. So I think that's going to play into Endi's favor as the rounds go later. He's had some three-round fights before.
I don't know if you noticed, Pegado's been doing something that I haven't seen in any of the other fights. Straight kicks to the quadricep. Those are oblique kicks.
Definitely legal in Muay Thai. Nice throws.
There's not much that isn't legal in Muay Thai, let's be honest.
Oh, that's again a bit wild and sloppy from Endi. He needs to keep it more controlled. Beautiful counter to the kick. Guy's starting to get a little bit tired.
But where you see fatigue, could it possibly be a conservancy of energy? Wow, Matrix style, bends back to avoid that kick from Pegado. Souayah's corner imploring him to throw those combinations. Mix the kicks and the punches up as we go down the stretch in round number 2.
Endi's walking him down, but he's definitely slowed down in terms of his output. Lamin doing the most in terms of throwing punches and kicks, putting some elbows in, looking good.
Bending over backwards to get out of the way of Pegado's kicks.
That's the beauty of youth, Devin. 3 beautiful move back bends to get out of the way.
Punches and kicks landing from Pegado on the ropes.
The punch is a little bit sloppy in my opinion.
Yeah, the punch was a bit of a cuff, but landing.
Lamin's got such a great eye to get out of the way of that head kick. Looking really good. I think Endi needs to step in or maybe set it up with the punch first.
But also not a lot of concentration on any kind of sustained leg kick attack. You know, one would think, is it the wise idea to try and take the lead leg away inside and outside
100%.
the quadricep?
I like to see the guys go more to the body. I think they've been headhunting for the whole of the second round.
Stop!
Another great round.
You know, I suppose it's also the worry is having your kick caught and be. This has been fireworks from the opening bell of round number 1. Here the fighters meet in the middle. It's round number 3. And something is going to start picking up very soon, and it's going to be the business in the middle of the ring. Pegado versus Souayah, round number 3, and away we go.
You know, as a new amateur and new professional, having 6 fights or 1 fight as your pro background, you know, going to the later rounds is great for your experience. You know, getting used to the championship rounds. As you become more experienced, you fight a higher level of opposition. Your fights tend to go 5 rounds or more. Nice wealth developing on Endi's lead leg.
You know what I'm finding strange about Muay Thai today, especially as I'm learning about the sport pretty much on the job, is that, you know, in boxing, if it was a 1-0 fighter going against a 6-0 fighter, there would be hesitancy from anyone to match them up. Here, you got a 1-0 fighter going against a 6-0 fighter, and it's been dead even.
Yeah, you say that, but the guys that fight amateur Muay Thai, you know, they've had 20, 30 fights coming into this. So, you know, in terms of experience levels in the ring, sure, they might not be fighting under pro rules, but, you know, if you're traveling to Thailand and fighting, there's no such thing as amateurs.
Because they've all been fighting since they were 3 years old. Bro.
Lamin doing a great job to catch and counter those kicks, but Endi showing great balance.
And able to deliver a Superman punch that forces Souayah back onto the ropes. This has been pulsating action, back and forth. Just when you think Pegado is getting snuffed out, he bursts into action and red alert.
Oi, that's a beautiful head kick. Definitely going to be my favorite technique. Put a good left foot to the head.
It would be my favorite technique if my hamstrings allowed me to do such things, but they don't. Souayah investing in the hands to the face.
Endi looking in the fresh of the two fighters.
That just buzzed past the ribcage of Souayah, who responds with a big left hook.
I'm not sure his coaches are going to be enjoying the spinning back kick. A big movement like that while you're going toe-to-toe with a killer. You know, you're wasting too much energy.
It does cost a lot, especially if you miss. Oh, and that elbow just being blocked by the wrist of Endi.
Lamin
Gets pulled in, eats a hook, and on his backside.
Lamin's definitely got the read on that team. Guys have made really good adjustments.
Endi, put your corner. Okay, guys, let's go back to the middle. Okay.
The referee calling for action.
Jog!
You know, what a lot of people don't know about Endi Pegado's story is that it's been an uphill battle through life for him in many respects. Here he is standing before you, a professional Muay Thai fighter, fighting through adversity that he experienced in his life. Souayah is not giving him any breaks.
What an incredible round. Yeah, look, fighter in and out of the ring, you know. A lot of guys who have tough upbringings and tough situations end up being great fighters. Again, a 2-minute rest, giving the fighters a much needed break.
Notice they're staying on the stools a lot longer.
Let's go, fighters!
For the first time, neither guy's popped up before a minute is out.
I'd like to know the striking stats on this fight.
I'd also like to know the breakdown of the zones in the body that you're seeing those strikes.
Bring it to
Been
the
going
center,
on to
fighters.
body and head. It seems very top-heavy from both guys right now.
There's a little bit swelling on both fighters' legs, but yeah, the guys are headhunting.
Chop!
obviously. Endi out of the blocks quick. Nice counter by Lamin.
Oh, that quad is a lot of hurt after a kick like that. And he comes back with a kick to the quad of his own.
Looks like Endi's looking to conserve a little bit of energy here. It's not as wild as it was in the last round.
Well scouted, but as soon as he dropped his hand, Souayah came in with a big right hook and made him pay.
The ropes, guys. Hands on the ropes.
Using the ropes to get some leverage there for a kick. Not 100% legal.
How are you going to stop him from doing that? I would never want to see that get stopped because usage of the ropes, it's a technique on its own. It's a strategy on its own.
Those wild strikes are definitely not going to affect Lamin. He's got to throw them straight down the middle, make them a little bit more effective.
Landing cuffing shots like that, it's just noise and show, but nothing that actually bites, nothing that actually really causes damage. Souayah answers though with straight left hands of his own.
Endi pushing forward, but Lamin landing the stronger strikes.
Oh, and Endi just managed to get his head underneath that elbow. Could have been good night, Irene.
Nice testing his base. Endi looking tired now.
Yeah, I think there's a discernible difference in output that's going on right now. And we're seeing Souayah starting to be a bit more confident in what he is trying to execute.
Certainly he should change up his game a little bit. He's throwing too many of those spinning back fists. It's not working. You've got to step in a little bit more, get the timing right. Otherwise, you're just wasting energy.
Loading up with heavy shots from the top.
Oh, that's a
Knee to
beautiful
the head
knee.
of Pegado.
Endi, as tough as they come, taking everything he throws at him. Like to see a nice liver shot, either with a knee or the left hand. Neither fighter interested in the body.
That is a good kick to the solar plexus, landed by Endi Pegado, but didn't stop or keep Souayah at distance. He walked straight in, straight after receiving that.
Well, there's a couple of body shots coming. I think he may have hurt me. Yeah, that spinning back he landed, but there was no more power in there. He's tired. Guys looking for the elbows now. Not as many movements. Both fighters in incredible shape. a little bit low.
Stop.
The Desert Lions, Souayah, has got to be happy with that round. And I think the happy of the two fighters upon balance through 4 rounds. And you know the thing is, Lamin Souayah, fighting out of Iron Tiger, training partner to our main eventer, Nido Gomba. The two of them have got to be putting each other through absolute hell in their respective fight camps, because you can guarantee that those two are lead sparring partners of the other.
Look, I think it's definitely great when you've got somebody that's fighting on the same card as you as a training partner. You know, you have somebody suffering with you the whole camp, you know, pushing you. You know, when you don't feel like training, you know, you don't have to rely on your soul discipline. You've got your partner with you. I think that's definitely going to make a big factor in this fight for Endi.
And you know that bout is coming up next. It's a rematch, Wozniak versus Gomba. We saw that fight in 2019. Was it 2019 that we saw the first battle?
Yes, it was.
And it went down to the wire. And this time, there's a belt on the line. The World Muay Thai Organization's Africa welterweight title. And that's coming up right after this 5th and final round between Pegado and Lamin Souayah of Iron Tiger.
This round is going to be incredible.
3 minutes, bro.
Guys, draw this one. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Fighters to the center.
Pegado has 3 minutes to change the complexion of this fight. Put him slightly behind. I'm sure you would probably agree.
Yeah, I think Lamin is definitely landing more strikes. He's more aggressive. Endi's coming out really strong.
And Pegado seems to have listened to the instructions of the coach.
That's going to give him a lot of confidence to finish this fight.
You know, maybe that's the key for a guy as heavy-handed as Souayah, is catching him off balance.
They are not leaving anything out there. They're putting it all in the ring. It's nice timing, that switch kick.
Yeah, this has been a case of the ultimate tough guy competition. Pegado has soaked up so much, and here he is in the 5th. He's still standing here. He's effected a sweep already, and he's not backing down. Souayah is going for the win.
Yeah, he's landed a sweep, but I think Lamin's still landing a higher percentage of his strikes. Little left hook there from Lamin. Power starting to fade a little bit in this 5th round. Oi! Lamin getting a sweep of his own back.
Yeah, he made Pegado pay for the error.
That's going to give him confidence. The small things make a big difference in a fight. I think that could be a game changer in this round.
And we're halfway through this round, and it's a sweep each.
That's a great right hand by Endi. Lamin has got a chin on him, that's for sure.
He's got a chin on him, but you also got to kind of ask, you know, how much is left on the end of Pegado's punches in the 5th and final round.
The referee calling for the action. These guys have not stopped.
Yeah, you don't need a call for anything. They're giving us what we want.
Great heart and toughness displayed by both fighters.
Both corners very animated, egging their fighters on. It's 1 for 1. 10 seconds left. We'll let them take you to the bell.
Stop trading. What an end to this fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, that war went the distance of 5 rounds, and we have a split decision. Your winner coming by way of the split decision is Lamin, the Desert Lion.